So the Pokemon Company have come out and acknowledged what is going on with Prismatic Evolutions with this message that they put out on the 15th. Now, although on the face of it, it does seem like a positive message, and it is in a way, I don't think it's quite as good news as a lot of the community seem to think. Let's break it down bit by bit and go through why. Now, I'm a huge fan of the Pokemon Company. I'm not criticizing them in any way, shape or form. And I really do hope that this gets resolved. I do hope that products from the Prismatic Evolution set become widely available worldwide for everyone at MSRP. I hope anyone can walk in at any given day to any shop and pick up any kind of product from Prismatic Evolutions at MSRP without any issues at all. I'm simply a fan of Pokemon, and I do hope for all of our sake that we're able to get our hands on this product when we want. Now, as you can see on the first paragraph there, we'll give them their kudos. To be fair, they're doing what every big company should be doing in this type of situation. What you want from a company is when there is something going wrong, you want them to stand up, acknowledge the error and say they're going to do something about it. And that's exactly what they're doing there by saying that they're aware that there are some fans that are experiencing difficulties purchasing Prismatic Evolution products at launch due to the high demand. So fair play to them. We'll give them their kudos. They are standing up, they're acknowledging it, and they're putting out a message to say that they're aware. Now, as we head further down, you'll see that it reads, "We are actively working to print more of the impacted Pokemon TCG products as quickly as possible and at maximum capacity to acknowledge this." Now, when we think about this statement a little bit deeper and break it down, they're very, very clever with the words they're using, right? And they're also intentionally ambiguous, right? So they say maximum capacity, but what they're not saying is what capacity they're currently printing at now. Let's say for argument's sake, they're currently printing at 95%, okay? 5% increase that would be, assuming maximum capacity is 100%, of course. A 5% increase to how much they're already printing and distributing. What difference will that really make considering the amount of demand that exists already with this set? There's a lot of different people involved, a lot of different types of parties involved that all contribute to the amount of demand that this set has. Therefore, if they crank things up to maximum capacity, it sounds brilliant, right? It really does sound amazing, but they're very clever with one, the ambiguity of the statement, and two, the words they're using to create a sense of rejoice amongst the community that everything will be okay and everything's going to be a lot better. But in reality, it's more than possible and more than likely that due to what they're currently printing at, which we don't know and they aren't saying, there might not be a lot of difference between what they're currently printing at, the capacity they're currently printing at, and maximum capacity, right? Now, a reason as to why I think that they could already be printing at quite a high capacity is the fact that one, it's the newest set out and that's where the focus will lie with. Two, they should have known for a long time now that this would be a highly demanded set, right? Two reasons. One, it's just a strong set in general. It's Eevee and all the evolutions in one set with beautiful cards as well as other nice cards within that set. Two is the fact that the market has been performing extremely well lately, right? In general, there's going to be more demand as there's a lot of people coming into the hobby as of late, and therefore the market grows with it, and therefore that creates more demand for the newest sets out, right? It's the newest set out and it's a good one, therefore the demand is there, right? So they should have known for a while now and should have anticipated the amount of demand, at least to a certain level, right? Probably not to this level with all the scalpers and that involved, but at least to a certain level expect that there would be a lot of demand around this set. Therefore, I can only assume and that you would think that they're already printing at quite a high capacity. Therefore, I'm not sure how big of a difference there'll be between the current capacity they're printing at and the maximum capacity, so to speak. Then to talk further about the ambiguity of the statement, what sets are they specifically referring to? Now, they use Prismatic Evolutions logo at the top of their statement, which makes you assume they're referring to Prismatic Evolutions. In the first paragraph, they also use the Prismatic Evolutions name. Again, makes you, obviously, they're referring to Prismatic Evolutions. But further down, when they start to talk about upping the printing capacity to maximum, they don't refer to Prismatic Evolutions. They refer to impacted TCG products. It's extremely ambiguous. Are they just referring to Prismatic Evolutions? And in that case, what about Surging Sparks? What about Journey Together? What about the Glory Team Rocket? What about Black and White, etc, etc, etc? Because they can't just fully focus on Prismatic Evolutions and just forget about Surging Sparks and leave that in the past, because Surging Sparks hasn't been available on the Pokemon Center website for a long time now, in relative terms. I mean, normally after launch, a booster box at least of the newest set is available for a long time before it goes out of stock. If you look at Fusion Strike, for example, that's been available for a few years now before it finally went out of stock, etc, etc. So the fact that we're seeing an item, Surging Sparks, being available for such a short amount of time, in my opinion, that's also an impacted TCG product, right, of the current demand in the community, right, around the hobby. And you also look at Journey Together, which was available for what, minutes to maybe an hour on the Pokemon Center website for all the products, Booster Box, ETB, etc, etc, etc. Then you've also got other sets coming out in the future, Glory Team Rocket, Black and White, etc, 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 because every few months a new set comes out. So although it looks nice and they make you think they're gonna crank things up to maximum capacity for Prismatic Evolutions, well, if they're gonna fully focus on that, are they gonna neglect the other sets? Are we just gonna forget about Surging Sparks and just leave that in the past? Are we gonna have a short print of Journey Together and Gloria Team Rocket? Because we already know how sought after they are, and especially Team Rocket. I predict that that's gonna be hugely sought after set, especially for people that have been in the hobby for a long time, like myself. When we were kids, we had the Team Rocket set in 2000, and we know how popular that was. There's a lot of hype around the Team Rocket set. So therefore, with also very sought after sets that are going to come out in the future, are they going to be neglected because they've said that they're going to focus fully on Prismatic Evolutions and crank things up to maximum capacity? All these questions are there to be answered because of the ambiguity of the statement. Then we go down a little further and we see that they say, reprinted products are expected to be available at participating retailers as soon as possible, right? Keyword expected. Again, very ambiguous and a very clever choice of words, okay? Expected does not mean will be. So in other words, if we never ever for the rest of time see ETBs, for example, at MSRP, don't be surprised because they've not said that will be the case. They're simply saying they expect it to happen. In other words, they would like it to happen. They think it will, but no promises that it will. So at the end of the paragraph, they go on to say, in addition, more new products from the Scarlet and Violet Prismatic Evolutions lineup will be launching in the coming months. So this is nothing new, right? We've known for a while, thanks to PokeBeach reporting it, that in 2025, starting in January and going through all the way to September, will be drip-fed different products from the Prismatic Evolutions lineup. On the face of it, in general, it's a positive message, right? It makes you think, oh, we're getting new things that weren't originally planned, but due to the ambiguity of the statement, it makes it sound like something that it most likely isn't, right? They're saying that new products from Prismatic Evolutions will be coming to us in the coming months throughout 2025, but we already knew this, right? We knew we were going to be drip-fed new products throughout the year, and this is all it's saying. Again, ambiguous statement, sounds amazing, but in reality, nothing really changes, right? So we've now covered the message and everything that it contains. And despite me mentioning on multiple times that it's an ambiguous message, I completely understand why. I get it, I really do. They want to cover their own backs and they don't want to provide promises to their fans, to the community, just in case they aren't able to find a solution and fulfill those promises, right? I completely get it. Now, the point of this video is just I don't want people to get ahead of themselves and get their hopes up when, although on the face of it, the message sounds like the solution will be found in given time, it's more than possible that it's not. And I don't want people to get excited and have their expectations here when in time, it's more than possible that things could be down here, right? So I myself got excited at the beginning thinking reprints. We're going to get products at MSRP eventually. It's possible that we don't, right? It really is. So I really just don't want people to get their hopes up. I'm not myself, just in case. But again, I'll say it just like I did in the intro. I hope for the sake of everyone, both the Pokemon company themselves and us as fans in the community, that they do find a solution and we can find products, any kind of product from Prismatic Evolutions at any given day in any store at MSRP readily available. Despite all of this, guys, it is release date for Prismatic Evolutions. Therefore, if you're out in the wild trying to find some product or even online, I wish you the best of luck in getting your hands on something. Or if you are choosing to open packs, I wish you the best of luck with your pulls. As always, guys, if you have enjoyed the video, please don't hesitate to leave a like. I do greatly appreciate all of your support. Also, if you are new here and you do enjoy TCG related content, the subscribe button is right there. Guys, as always, I'm Bupokichala. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.